my God, it is screaming in my face now. After this whole season's over,
Yes, it really
there's
does make
so...
sense.
Oh my God.
Where do I begin? Shall we begin with the secret ceremony, or shall we begin with the tower, where it showed Daenerys everything that she wanted, but she ultimately chose to get her dragons back?
Yeah.
But there's so many good points, though, too, because Sansa got out of a marriage,
Yeah.
but she's being taunted by Littlefinger. That's a
Yeah.
whole situation. Jon Snow has now been, I'm assuming, fully accepted into the Wildlings. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
Arya is now, I think, doing her own journey because she knows what she wants, but she knows what she has to do.
There's a connection that I was thinking about while I was watching, and I completely forgot it. And it was like the most important thing I thought of this entire time. It was the similarity of a storyline between Daenerys and someone else that I caught on to when Shay was with Tyrion. Are you going to leave now? And she said, I am yours and you are mine. And then the ceremony after with Robb and Talisa, they did the wedding ceremony, and he said, I am yours and you are mine. Those words are like words you say when you're getting married to someone. It's like your vows.
Yes, I see. Okay.
And Shay, the reason Tyrion got so emotional when she said, I am yours and you are mine, is because she was basically saying wedding vows to him. And because his whole life he's spent thinking that these women don't want him, and he's just paying them for their time to be around him to make him
And
feel nice.
oh, so when Shay said that to him, it actually gave him.
He's like, wow, yeah, she actually does care about me.
That
Was
is
huge.
monumental for him.
Trying to make the connection, but it's somewhere. And the ceremony, which it's a bad deal for Robb Stark, because I understand he's 20 years old, and I believe I want this. I don't have to wait. But he also made a vow to someone. Yes. So,
and his own people too, to cross that, get everyone through there, get justice. Now, what the heck's gonna happen with that? Maybe it'll be secret still, but
Walder Frey, when we met him, he was already saying, everyone just spits on me.
Yes, he did.
My whole life. The Tullys, you.
Why should I? Yeah.
And he
that.
already has grievances against all of the people that are around him, like the Starks and the other River Lords. This, I think, could be catastrophic for the North going forward. He already has problems with his bannermen and their commitment to him, not believing in him. But again, he's proven himself enough in battle. When is the cutoff point? When does it become too much? What mistake going forward will lead to his bannermen backing on him? It seems to me that they're setting it up that way for him to make too many mistakes diplomatically, like his father. He's a great military mind, probably better than his father.
But his emotional is not good.
But his ability to deal with problems, and he's pushing his mother away, although his mother did the thing with Jaime Lannister to like
get back her daughters, which obviously
he didn't want to do.
No. When the spider told Tyrion, I need to get his name down. There's so many names. Varys. When Varys looked at him right before he left and told Tyrion that your deeds and your sacrifice and however he worded it will not be heard by other people but by him. That needed to be said, needed to be done. Because everyone just, nope, he ain't do nothing. Nope, my father did it all, we did it all. No, no, no. You just casted him.
I think this episode was all about the impact of the events that happened in throughout the season. It's over now, right? Like all of the things that happened have happened. Tywin has won, Stannis has lost, Robb Stark's kind of caught in the middle. This episode was more about the emotional response to everything.
Oh, yes, okay.
Stannis having the moment with Melisandre, saying, what is the point? What is the purpose? Why are we doing this? I'm losing faith in your
I saw that
fire god. He choked her out. He's like, where's your god now? And by what she says, he stops doing that. But this is all about the whole season and everyone dealing with it in their own way. Kind of Jon Snow learning what his place is as a Night's Watch member, but also what he believes is what he wants. which he's seeing that the wildlings aren't so different to the people in the south. And we get that full circle with the actual threats showing up at the end of the episode
Yeah.
with the White Walkers.
It's like them two are actually quite the same.
Yeah, and he's learning that for thousands of years, there hasn't been White Walkers. They've been fighting the wildlings. And Jon Snow is just on the cusp of this event coming back, it seems, from what they're showing us. So he's fighting a dogmatic regime of telling people the wildlings are the problem. The wildlings are the problem. He has this whole organization who has moved towards the wildlings as the problem. I think he's going to be at the turning point of seeing that it's not the wildlings per se, it's just what we decided was the problem for so long. Okay. But the White Walkers are actually the real main problem here.
Now that we've seen that.
A lot of it, I think a lot of it's going to be, because they're setting this up as him going into the wildlings, a lot of it's going to be changing the Night's Watch ideas of what the true threats, and it's not the wildlings. And he's going to have to convince them eventually, probably, that that is the case. Now, what his mission is currently to move into the wildling group and kind of gain their trust and figure out what's going on and why they're coming south, I think is the mission now for him.
He's been going through some mental challenging tasks. Now this is going to be takes the cake.
I think he is doing well.
Oh yeah.
In that regard, he's able to outthink. He's not just a sword. He's able to think through these things.
Because I saw at the end when, don't know the name, he cut the guy with the
wildling,
the bone face. Yeah, I think he earned some of Jon Snow's respect, which is step one.
The Lord of Bones.
Lord of Bones, yes.
Because there was something that like hit me hard. I was like, these two characters are going through the same exact things right now. And it was between Daenerys and someone else. I can't remember.
Do you think it's Arya? Not Sansa, right?
No. And Tywin Lannister being named Hand of the King. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. I don't know what Tyrion can come back and do now. He wants to be in this place and he's good at this, he says all the time, but
it's not safe at all.
He really needs to consider what's the point. And Varys going talking to Roz. The reason I know all the names now is because I do the map breakdowns.
Oh.
You don't do the map breakdowns, so you don't.
That's a big thing, yeah. To move individual people
that have names.
Areas. Yeah.
I've seen so much of the places and characters' names now that the map breakdown section has really helped in my enjoyment and understanding of the show. I'm like stumped on that one thing I'm trying to remember, and it's ticking me off.
You can always post it later.
I don't know if I said this already, is Daenerys not touching the Iron Throne foreshadowing that it's not what she truly wants, that it's just something she's been told she needs? Or is it foreshadowing that she never will actually have it? That's my question. The goal will never finish. And her whole breaking down that sequence, her whole trip was like a trip inside her mind. Her singular focus is overshadowed completely by her goal to get on the Iron Throne.
That's a good point, because when she went to Khal Drogo and her son, she went right to touch them.
Before that, she went through the wall.
Yes.
So is that foreshadowing that is the real thing she'll actually do? Is it foreshadowing that is castle was completely destroyed? So was it destroyed by White Walkers coming down and she needs to save Westeros from the White Walkers, and that's her true goal? But then in the back of her mind, like all the way in the back, was her husband and her family. So was it showing that in the back of it all, she really doesn't want to rule Westeros? She really, in all of it, just wants to be a mother and be with her husband. And that's all she really wanted. I could be wrong, but it just, the way they shot it, the way they walked you through it all, really explained it all, if it's from her mind. And she wasn't shocked by it. She wasn't shocked by where she was.
No, because it's walked in there calmly.
Because she's in her own head.
Yeah.
It's her own mind. it's not confusing, it's not shocking to her because this is where she spends all her time dreaming about being in King's Landing.
Because she always says it's her birthright.
Yeah.
She will claim what is hers.
But why was King's Landing destroyed? Is it because of the White Walkers? Because it was snowing.
Yes.
So that means winter has come.
You're stirring up some ideas.
Maybe I was thinking her and Robb Stark situation was similar. Because Robb Stark doesn't want...
He doesn't want to be king. He already said that.
He doesn't want to be king.
He wants justice.
He wants justice for his father. But he also wants to be free. And that's another thread point through this whole thing, too. Is there's so many people with obligations. Obligations to do this. Obligations to serve this person. That the thread here is much more nuanced than the last season, where it is less of a story of the Starks and the houses and all of that. More of a story, a subtle tale of people who have so many weights on them with the Wildling storyline. They want to be free. They want to be free to do what they want. They don't want the Game of Thrones to continue. There's just, like I said with the Night's Watch, a dogmatic way at looking at everything, the whole world. And it is what it is. In the end of the day, they're like, oh, this is just how it is. And I think Tyrion feels that way too. He wants to be free. He wants to go to Bravos. He wants to go to Pentos. He wants to get out of there. But he feels that he can do something to... Maybe he doesn't realize what he's doing yet, but he knows he has to do it. And what I think he's going to realize is that he needs to stop this whole system continuing. This whole thing. Just because of all the little foreshadowing moments with the Night's Watch, the Wildlings, Jon Snow learning that new way, the Wildling way, the way of freedom. And they wouldn't have harped so much on those points if they weren't important. We got a lot of screen time with Jon Snow and Ygritte. If I'm like putting all this together, that's what I would come to a conclusion of. The dragons coming back to the world and magic being flared up. And maybe there's other reasons why magic is returning to the world right now. The world is becoming more full of magic besides the dragons that we just don't know about yet. If I were to theme it out, 3 themes would be the system of the kingdoms is broken. A lot of people don't want it to continue. A lot of people are still playing the game thinking that's the only way. They're just playing the game. And then there's the object of freedom, wanting to not play the game, not wanting to do it. They want to just be free. They want to be free of it, to pursue their own, not be beholden to this lord, not have to take an oath with this one. You know what I'm saying? And we're getting so much of that, like the emotional impact of all of these consequences, all of these things, of this system that's broken and hurts so many people, not working. If I were to guess, that's where I would go with it, for sure.
Marjorie's closer to getting to be queen.
I think she is the queen now. I wouldn't be shocked if that's like episode 1 of the next season. Yep. And then you have all these people, right? They don't know what is it that they want. Marjorie's chasing the Iron Throne.
Yes.
As queen. And you have Cersei Lannister just not wanting that to happen.
Yep. I saw her going between Marjorie, Joffrey, and Sansa. What are your intentions, Cersei? I know they're usually never thoughtful or caring. And for a moment, I really thought that Cersei was trying to get Sansa out of it.
Yeah.
But she did it in a way that was...
I don't think she cares about Sansa. I don't think she does.
Just the way she said, you can't have a traitor as a wife.
Everything these people say is a lie. It is not face value. Whatever they say in public is not what they actually think.
I know, I've seen... Yeah.
Her saying that out loud is just it's just a play off his grandiose. Yeah. It's just a play to the crowd in front of her. It's, this is a traitor. You're not supposed to wed a traitor. What do you have a better option? Like this is all play. Pomp. It's play. It's nothing. It's fake. There's nothing of substance in this. And that goes back to why this season's so much about the system and finding a new way forward. There's the people who want to play the game and continue, and there's the people who don't care, who want it to go away.
Yes.
Maybe they don't know it yet, and maybe they don't know what they're fighting for yet, but that is the reason. These people who hate the system don't know it can be tossed away, and they're just fighting the fight with the Brotherhood without banners, too. We haven't seen anything about them, we haven't seen any character in them, but that's another freedom fighting group. They don't want to be associated with anyone.
Yeah.
I don't really know their motives. It's another hint to that's where the direction the show is going, where the writing is going, at least, what I can see. And I mistakenly thought when I started this season, last season was way more about characters, locations, and I mistakenly went into the season not realizing it was about theme. So I was following characters for the longest time in the first, second, third, fourth, fifth episode, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't get where this is going. It wasn't where my mind should have been going. I wasn't in the right state of mind, like going from season one, character focused, to season two, which is very theme focused. So it took me a long time to adapt and realize that was the case.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Looking back on it, we were very character expression.
Yeah, looking at characters.
Because we did get quite confused sometimes, like, what?
Yeah.
But now it makes sense.
Because the tone totally changed between the seasons.
And now it explains all of the reasons why we were confused. Because we were not focused on the right areas.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. And I will definitely go into the next season knowing my camera's starting to freeze.
Yes.
Knowing that is the case, that we need to pay attention more to other story aspects.
Yeah, I
other
agree
than
with
characters. That. And if you guys want to look at the Patreon, we're probably a few episodes ahead, or look at memberships on YouTube. I'm hopefully going to iron out.
Iron out, get it? Iron Islands, iron out.
Maybe it was Theon.
Was it? He doesn't want it, but that's what he has to do?
Yes.
Is that it?
Maybe. Maybe that's what I was thinking. There's a lot of characters. Oh my god. It is screaming in my face now. After this whole season's over.
Yes, it really
does
make sense.
There's so many characters that are just doing what they should be doing because
and not what they want to do.
The game that's being played. And I understand there's a lot of like grievances and people and a lot of stuff involved. But with Theon, that whole Theon section was insane.
Yes.
His whole talk with Lewin and oh my god.
And his whole group was like, yeah, cheering him on. Just kidding. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
When he was alone with Lewin in the room and confiding with him, and we know those things.
You could tell that that's not what he wanted.
He's just pushed into this direction. Yes, he made the decisions that he made. He shouldn't have done. But he's such a conflicted man, young man, 20-ish. And he's so beholden to healing and to all these people. It's such a terrible thing, and
he has some learning to do.
I think this season was a growing season. And it goes to show across the board, right? Daenerys, young.
Oh, yeah.
Joffrey, young.
Younger, I feel.
People who have been put in charge to running the lives and livelihoods of kingdoms are net, like in their early 20s, at least, right? Joffrey, younger than 20. Like, Bran was put in charge of Winterfell. He's like 13, 19, 20, being put in charge of all of the North. And I feel like that's a lot of why all of these mistakes are happening. They're competent in their tactics,
yes,
but not emotionally so. No. And that's the fault 100% of their fathers, their ancestors who got them in this situation. Robert Baratheon, Ned Stark, making critical key mistakes that puts them all in this situation. They're 100% responsible for putting these young children in response of this giant crisis.
Gone with their ways so much different.
Tywin Lannister, like the final old man in Stannis. Renly died. He was younger, not maybe like close to 30 in his 30s. But I think it's the failure of the past generations and that this like building. I really don't know how to. I'm definitely going to have a lot more to say in the next season. It's going to go wild. We're going to rate through it. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we appreciate you all for sticking with us in these seasons and the first season. This season, our viewership was down quite a bit.
Yeah.
We did not get as many views as we did on the first season, but to be expected, I guess. It's the second season. Maybe not a lot of people care about it. I don't know. And tell us, what's your favorite season? What's your least favorite season? Was this a good season in Game of Thrones or a bad season? Let us know. To us, what would you rate this season?
Ooh, the ending was good. I like the ending. That was nice.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good. But I feel like the first one, that was great.
The first what?
The first season.
Yeah.
But I also had a different mindset going into season 2.
We rated season 1 a 91. I would rate this season.
If I had the same mindset as open mindset and not so character for season 2 beginning, I think I would have been able to understand things differently.
Yeah. I'm taking it all into an account. I'm taking the fact that we didn't understand it. I'm not going to blame us for it. It's a first time viewing. But that.
Theme-wise, yeah, it was good. It was good.
Knowing what I know now, I would say give this season an 87. A little bit down from the first season. It's hard to match that introduction to this world and there's just the wave of it. I'd give it an 87. Great! Exclamation point. Thank you for the ride.
Yes.
Thank you for all of that you've done. All you new people who are in the breakdowns. Thank you for your new comments. Thank you for the old people, old comments. I'm going to continue to adapt the formats, how we film videos. I'm thinking about more ways to do videos. I'm thinking about doing watch parties for season 1 to rewatch it and catch on to things again. And that is going to solidify a lot of our ideas too for a second viewing. So if you want to be a part of us, like figuring those key moments out for a second time, make sure you catch those live streams. I'm going to try to do them in the coming weeks after this episode comes out, but we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. So thank you
for watching
Immersive Reactions.
Until next time.
If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It helps us get recognition on our videos and we'll react to more in the future. Thank you.